everybody. Welcome back to my workshop, welcome back to my garage. We're wrapping up the ukulele build. This is the completed build. It came out really super nice. This was the StewMac kit, like I said. Overall, it took me about a week to build. I just took the process nice and slow. It's very easy to build from the kit. There is a jig that you have to build to help to build the body because the laminated sides on the body. But overall, it came out really nice. I did the finish with the hard wax oil finish on it, and then just oiled the walnut bridge and the walnut fingerboard. Here I am just marking the locations for the braces on the front, for the front of the ukulele and for the back of the ukulele. Just marked them with the scribe and then traced the outline of them. The back only had 3 braces on it. And then here I am marking the front. The front had quite a few braces, one in the front, one in the middle, one on either side of the sound hole, then cross braces behind the sound hole for the bridge mount. And there was a separate bridge plate that went in as well. Here I've got some tape put on either side of the braces. They're just dry fitted on right now, and the tape's there so to catch any glue squeeze out. That way once you glue the braces in and clamp them in, you can peel that tape away, and that'll take away the majority of any glue squeeze out you're going to have from the joint. Makes for a nice clean glue joint. And I'm just using clothespins with rubber bands wrapped around them to clamp the ends of the braces, and then I also am going to put a strip across the top and clamp it to hold pressure down on the center of the brace as well. I'm just using Tight Bond 3. Recommend you keep it clamped for 30 minutes to an hour. And I believe all the braces I kept clamped for at least 45 minutes to an hour. I kept them clamped before I moved to the next step. Here I am gluing on the braces to the front. These are the 2 main braces on the front and just behind the sound hole. And again, just doing the same clamping with clothespins and a brace across the top. Here I am gluing on the sound hole supports. And also the cross bracing behind that goes around where the bridge plate is. And this is gluing in the bridge plate. Here's the jig that you had to build to hold the sides of the ukulele, to glue the sides together. Basically, you can see I got some wax paper between the jig and the sides of the ukulele. That way I don't glue the body to the jig. And then I'm putting in the front block and the back block here. This I left clamped up for about an hour. And then here I'm putting on the kerfing. This kerfing goes along the top and the bottom inside, and it just allows for some extra gluing surface for gluing the top of the ukulele on and for gluing the back on, and to offer some side support as well. You'll notice the tape underneath. Again, that's just to catch any glue squeeze out. So after I get it clamped in, I'll peel that tape away, and that way I have a nice clean glue joint. I'm only showing gluing the kerfing onto one side of it. Basically what I did is after this cured, I flipped it over and put the kerfing on the other side. Once it was all dried, I wanted to sand the edges to where the laminated sides are level with the kerfing in preparation to glue the back on. Here I'm just spreading the glue around, putting the back on. You'll notice I got eye bolts in the jig, and this rubber band, you just loop it around and bring it over, and it acts as basically a clamping system to glue that back on. The back does have a slight bow to it, so the rubber bands are really good for holding it down and pulling it flat. And here I've just flipped it over, and I'm gluing the top on now. And it's the same process, just clamp it down with the rubber bands. This provided a very good glue joint and a very solid pressure all the way across. There were no voids whatsoever with gluing the back or the top onto the ukulele. Here I'm just drilling the holes for the neck to mount the neck on. Here we're installing the frets. The fretboard came pre-slotted, but you did have to install the frets. And here I'm just leveling the edges with the frets. Spreading some glue, just prep for gluing the fretboard onto the neck. And again, we're going to use the same method, use the rubber band to apply even pressure all the way around. And this provided for a very good glue joint as well on the fretboard going onto the neck. Just leveling the frets here. And I went through and crowned them and polished them using some fret rubbers and then some micro mesh. I went up to 12,000 grit. Basically the frets came out really nice on it. Here I'm test fitting the neck, getting ready, and I'm measuring for the bridge location so I can get the scale length right. And marking the bridge location here. Here I am just gluing the neck on. And again, I've got tape on either side. I'm going to clamp it up again using rubber bands to secure it down. This I left clamped up for about 24 hours. I wanted to make sure it had good pressure on it and a good glue joint before I took anything off. I'm just using hard wax oil as a finish. You'll notice I've got a piece of tape where the bridge is going to be. That way I don't get any finish in that area, so it provides a good glue joint for when I glue the bridge on here in a little bit. And then I use microcrystalline wax afterwards to wax it. Here I'm just gluing the bridge on. Again, I'm using a clamp to clamp it down. I've got the tape again put on the outside of it to where I can peel it away to remove any of the glue squeeze out. You can see some coming out of the front of the bridge there. Here just installing the tuners. I snug them down, then I want to make sure they're nice and straight before I tighten them down. Then on the back, I'm going to mark the location for this set screw. I drilled a 1/16 inch hole in there, and then I installed the screws with a little bit of wax on the threads to help them thread into the holes. And then just installing the strings. Overall, it came out really nice. It's got a nice sound to it. Strings are super stretchy on it at the moment. They're still stretching out and moving between the inside of my air conditioning and coming out to the garage. They have slipped a little bit in tune going out, but overall it came out super nice. Really enjoyed the build. So if you've liked what you've seen, click like and subscribe to continue to follow me as I go through other projects. And until next time, take care.